Check, check. Okay. Let's get sea lion pulled up. The right scene going. Just gonna keep watching the stream for a second, make sure it's actually going through and looking good. Get my notes situated. Okay, that seems good. What would be a good way to prop these up? This might work. That'll do it. Okay. Nobody's here yet. I don't know. Should I wait? Probably. Okay, at least wait a couple minutes. Well, like I said, it's going to be annoying to people who go and watch the stream back. Okay, so I am going to start working on some drag and drop virtual mix rack kind of behavior for the plugin. I think it would make more sense to make it like a virtual mix rack plugin instead of just a basic channel strip, because then people could actually contribute by making their own modules and adding them in. And yeah. Now, there's a bunch of steps we have to do to get to that point. So basically, the way it would work is that when you load a new module, you're loading a Juice audio processor, and then you're also loading a Juice editor for that processor. That's the easiest way to kind of manage it and makes the most sense. Oh, this is the wrong project. So we got all kinds of stuff we got to do. We got to make a base processor and a base editor so that we have something to hold the shared behaviors, and then we'll be able to, implement our drag and drop and swapping and adding and deleting. So yeah, all right. We are going to make another folder in DSP. Call this processors. And I'm going to make a base processor. And I'm going to actually use a header and CPP because this is going to be a little bit longer. So let's call that base processor. Base processor, yes, okay. All right. So let's do this. Progma once. And we don't need this. I'm going to also wrap this in, say, Viator DSP processors, I guess. Oh, of course, namespace. Like that, base processor, good, okay. And then what we could do is the main processor needs that included. So this is going to be DSP processors and then base processor. That will get rid of that. And we can basically copy and paste everything from here. We definitely need this include for the juice stuff. So I'll put that there. And we need all of these functions. And I am going to just copy the whole thing and then delete what we don't need. Okay, let's see. Class. Oh, let me do this. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go back and just copy the stuff inside. So that'll go there. Okay, so base processor here and there. Using audio processor process block. I don't even remember what I'm using that for. I'm going to delete it because I don't even remember what it's for. I'm also going to delete all the stuff that isn't the basic juice stuff. Even the tree state. I'm going to get rid of everything. And now we have our stuff. Okay, and the only thing we actually need is to inherit from the juice audio processor, and then all those errors should go away. Yep, that's all that stuff. And then we can go to our processor. All right. Let's grab all of that. Put that in here. Sure. But of course, we need to get the correct includes base processor. We don't have an editor yet. We're going to take audio plugin processor and replace all of those with base processor here, and then we should be able to do replace all. Okay. None of this stuff. And it doesn't like something. Maybe we just have to hit reload. No, but that's okay. Let's go and delete all the extra stuff like parameter layout, changed, update, and this stuff, of course. And yep, all of this. What do we do here? Maybe I'll just, can I return null? Well, that's not even the right. Actually, let's do that. The generic, I think we'll have no problems. Okay, so we are still, oh yeah, of course. We need our namespace. That's what it is. Okay. And let's get a little edit there. Okay. That is the skeleton of our base processor. I think we are good. Now what we could do is we could go into our main processor. We're going to want to be able to add and delete processors. So we're going to make a vector, since vectors are, you can dynamically add and delete stuff from them. So we'll do std vector of type, that would be viator dsp processors, base processor. Oh wait, no. We have our base processor, and we're gonna have, yes, okay, we'll do that. Base processor. We'll call that processors. And we need to initialize that. So I guess the best thing to do would be calling clear. And we're going to add to it dynamically. When we get to a point where we're saving and reloading the ones we have, we'll be able to, we probably won't need this clear function, but I'm just doing it now just to have it there. Then we can loop through them. We could say, oh wait, I'm sorry. I didn't use array, I'm using vector. So we need to add, we only need 2 to test. So let's add some. We could do dot in place back, and then you do std. Oh, another mistake I made. We have to do unique pointers. Unique pointer of those. Okay. That will be much better. And then let's add to start testing. So we'll do that. And I think that's fine. So we'll just do that twice. Okay. Then we would loop through all of them and call prepare at the very least. Auto in processors. Oh, and since this is a pointer, we can do const auto reference, and then we'll say if processor, just to make sure it's valid, processor dot prepare and sample rate and samples per block. Perfect. And we'll take the same pattern and we will go to process them. So process block. Yep. So that's going to be buffer and mini messages. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, cool, cool. It's already a good place to be. So we've got 2 processors and we are, what are we doing? Oh, we're preparing them and we're calling process. Okay, so basically we need to make 3 methods. Add processor, delete processor, and swap processor. And those need to be handled probably in our top level processor. Yeah, because we're going to want to operate on this member of processors. So what do we do? Let's make some methods, and these can be private. We'll look at my notes real quick. Yep. We also need to have some kind of registry to know what type of processes we have and which ones to add or, create. So inside a processor, let's also do a header file called processor utils. That sounds good. Program once, and then let's go ahead and include it. So this is going to be, what did we just call it? Processor utils. Okay. So in here, at the very least, let's start with a namespace. And I'm just going to use the same namespace for everything in like the same folder. So everything inside of processors is going to be Viator DSP processors. That should keep it organized. And check my notes here. Yep. Yep. All right. Basically, and there's no way to get around this. We need to have an enum that can describe every single type of processor. So every time we create a new one, we'll have to add one. And it is annoying, but we can keep it all in one place so we only do it once. So I've got, yeah, so let's just do enum class, and we'll say processor type. And we can start, the easiest way to test is going to be, without writing a bunch of DSP, is to have one of our test processors maybe multiply the signal by 0.5 and then one to multiply the signal by 2. That should be obvious enough to tell that our swapping and stuff is working. So we can start with that. Let's do I don't even know. Let's see. Let's say reduction and K amplification. Okay, just some test stuff. Then we need a definition for the processors. So let's make a struct, and we'll say, I guess processor definition is good. Gotta move some stuff here. All right, so we're gonna have processor type. That'll be type. So then we have a name for each one. Then we'll have categories, and that'll also be a string. That's what I did in another project. It made it easier to organize everything into like a combo box. And then we have our actual create processor function. So yeah, it's gonna be, we're gonna make a function object, and we're gonna say std unique pointer to an audio processor, of course. Okay. And the function takes in an integer. I kind of forgot why, but we'll see in a second. So we'll call this create processor. We also need one for the editor. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. It doesn't matter that we didn't do an editor thing yet, I don't think. So instead, this is going to be audio processor editor, right? And this is going to be a reference to a processor, right? And create editor. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so now when we create an editor, we now have to tie a processor to it, which we want. We don't ever want to accidentally create only a processor or only an editor. So that should be it for that, the processor definition. And now let's actually create the registry. So I'm gonna do, we're in a header file, so I'm gonna do inline const. Oh, I can't spell inline. We'll have a vector of these definitions. Std vector of type processor definition. And this will help us contain all of our definitions in one spot instead of, having this long list in multiple files. and this is going to get this is going to be called Git processor registry. So, and once this is all set up, it'll make more sense, because this is one of those behaviors that you need like 3 or 4 different kinds of architectural pieces that don't necessarily make sense until they're all there. It did take me a long time to do this whenever I had started it and tried it. So, and in here, we're going to list what our possible processor things are. So right now we have 2. We have reduction and amplification. So this is going to be the pattern to create them. And I think we might actually run into a problem here without having an editor. So let's see. We make a registry. So same thing, processor definition. And yeah, this is a registry. So equal to that. I don't know why it indented that much. So processor type, and we're gonna do the first one, which is the reduction. We're gonna name it, so I'm just gonna call it reduction. We are going to, oh yeah, give it a category. So I'm just gonna do test, and we are going to, yeah, do the lambda. So this will be like this. We give each one an ID because we don't want, like, let's say you pull up the plugin and you put 3 instances of a compressor or whatever. We don't want the plugin to think all 3 of those instances are the same thing. So we need to give an ID. And there's my cursor there. What is this going to do? This is going to return it's going to return that processor. So we're going to do make unique processor definition. No, just our processor, our Viator DSP processors, and then base processor. And no, this is going to be our actual instance. Okay, so we got to go and make the processor for these 2. So I'm gonna comment this out so that we can build without errors. And actually, let's just do that real quick. Make sure we can build, because I didn't build even after making the base processor. So we got to make sure everything's cool. Okay, taking forever. Okay, we built. Very good. We don't really need these parameters and stuff that we put in here. I'm going to go back to using the actual GUI. Let's just open it and make sure that's good. I mean, there basically is no GUI. Yeah, I just put a couple of colors, but yeah, just have something to look at. Beautiful grayscale. Okay, so we need to actually make 2 processors. We'll make one called, what is it again? Reduction amplification. Okay, so let's do that. C++ class. We'll do reduction processor. Okay, and we'll do a amplification processor. Okay, we are going to we're basically going to take everything from base processor, put that into amplification, and the reduction one. Then we're gonna go to the base processor CPP and do the same thing. And reduction. And all I'm doing is just making 2 instances of something that we can test. So we can go into here. We'll take every use of base processor and replace it with what it actually is supposed to be, which is reduction. Processor, okay, that should be good. Then the CPP, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. Okay, let's do that. All right, this is easy. So we'll take that and we'll do amplification processor. And the same thing for the CPP. Okie dokie. While we're here, we might as well put the actual DSP. It's going to be real simple. We're just going to do buffer.apply gain. We're going to do 1.5 for amplification, and then we'll do 0.5 for reduction. A nice, simple, easy way to test if everything works without actually writing, like a compressor or something. Where are we at? Process block. All right, 0.5. Boom, our DSP. We need to probably... We need to include these processors in processor utils. I'm just going to create a header called processor definitions. No, processor includes. And it will literally just be like this. We're going to go into processor utils, include processor. Why is it not? Processor includes. Oh, because I didn't spell include right. Okay, that looks good. All right, so we'll go into this includes thing right here. And we'll go to include reduction processor and include amplification processor. And we'll refactor this and yeah, I mean, we're going to eventually have a bunch of these processors, so I don't want everything in one folder. Or maybe we'll have all the processors in this folder and we'll put the utils and the includes maybe in a different folder. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I think now we can go to the utils and we'll uncomment this. So this will be reduction processor and takes in an ID, right? So like that. Okay. I think this goes here. And then we return registry. Oh wait, I've got an error. Let me see. What we got? Okay, so registry, definition registry equal to oh yeah, we're also gonna need the editor. Okay, so let's go Yeah, you sure can. You sure can use this to do drag and drop stuff yourself. I'm going to comment this out again. I'm going to go into, let's see, do we have a GUIs folder? Not yet. Okay, so let's make a folder and we'll do the editor stuff. So here we'll do GUI, and inside of GUI, we'll do editors. And inside of editors, we'll make a class called base editor. And editor stuff is much simpler. We'll just take this. Okay. Get rid of that stuff that we don't need. Pragma once. What do we need to include? Oh, just probably base processor, right? This will be DSP processors, base processor, and then this will be Viator DSP processors, base processor. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'd love for people to contribute some DSP modules and stuff. Okay, let's see. What else do we need? At the very least, let's just do this. Juice audio processor editor. Yep. Okay, so that's good enough. Then okay, we just go to our editor and copy and paste the CPP. Okay, so let's do that. Like that. I'll get rid of everything that's inside. So it's going to be base editor. Okay. We also need the base processor here, at the very least. Oh, I didn't grab processor ref. So let's put that in there. And this is going to be that. That should be good. Okay, should be good. So base editor. Who do we put base editor in? I guess the plugin editor, right? We put the base processor in. Yeah, okay, just making sure. So let's include. Oh, sorry, what was it, GUI? Oh, and I also didn't do a namespace, so we gotta do that. Base editor. So let's do Viator GUI editors. And I keep doing this. I keep forgetting to actually type namespace. Okay, so we got a namespace. Go here. Okay, cool. Let's reload to get rid of that gold warning. That looks good. Okay, what's our warning here? Constructor is not implemented. Yes, it is. Okay, there it goes. Good. All right, cool. So just like the processors, we have to make two editors. So we'll make a reduction editor and amplification editor. So new class, we'll do reduction editor. Looks good. And amplification editor. And just copy paste from base editor. Okay, here's the CPP. Okay, and inside of here, we got to take base editor and replace it with, we're in reduction, right? Yep. Reduction editor. Okay. Do the same thing for the CPP. Okay, here's amplification. Same thing for the CPP, should be good. And then we also need to not forget to rename the processor. So the reduction is going to use, instead of base processor, we're going to do amplification processor. And then it's probably one spot. Oh, why did our... I don't know why the Control F didn't remember the... Oh, because it's based on the file. Yeah. Reduction processor. Okay, that should be good. Let me get that again. Amplification processor. Okay. Processor and processor. Okie dokie. So now what we have is two audio processors that have two editors that can be tied to them. And one thing, we need to go back into the processor, and like inside of amplification processor, we need to go up here and include that editor. So that's well, we go out to DSP, then out one more time, and then go to GUI, then editors, and this is the amplification editor. Cool. That should be good. And then one place right here where we call the editor this. So this is going to be return new. This is going to be Viator GUI editors. This is the amplification editor. Okay, that should be good. Cool. Now we can take that, do this in the reduction one. Here. Reduction editor. Oh, great. Okay. Great. And then we go down. Same thing. Get rid of that. Here. GUI editors. Reduction editor. Okay. Oh, let's see. I must have made a mistake in the include. Viator GUI editors. No. Reduction editor. What's the problem? Amplification editor. Reduction editor. No matching constructor for reduction editor. What's different about reduction editor? I must have just missed one of the processor things. So we got amplification processor. Now, do we have the editor? No, we have amplification. Okay, so that's what it is. I don't know how that happened. I must have just made a mistake with the command F. All right, so that, then that. Okay, did that fix it? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's make sure we build. We didn't actually make a member or anything, so it should build, but it's good to make sure you build every time you do 5 or 10 minutes of work. As long as it doesn't explode. Very good. Now this is the confusing part. It takes 10 minutes to go do one concept, and then you got to remember, wait, why was I doing this? Oh, yeah, because in the processor utils, we want to be able to do this registry thing. So what we got to do is after we return the processor, which I'm not sure what the error is right here, but maybe when we finish it, that error will go away. We do this, and then we have to also do another lambda. And this is the processor. So this is a juice processor, audio processor reference, and I call it processor. And then that does something. This is the one that, yeah. So we gotta cast this processor to the one that it belongs to, which is this. So yeah. So auto type is equal to dynamic. We do the dynamic cast trick, which is this. We cast to this and reference from whatever processor we get. So what we're doing is whenever we create a processor, we're telling it what kind it is. And oh, but wait, I think we actually want to do our base processor. Yeah. Because when I did this before, I didn't have a base processor or a base editor. So I'm pretty sure that's what we want to do. Processors, and then this will be base editor, or base processor reference. And then, yeah, okay. Then I'm missing something here. Let's see. We return registry here, but something's wrong with my syntax. Let me look it over real quick. So we do an inline const vector of the definitions to a reference, and that will be a static const vector of definitions called registry equal to processor type, comma, the name, the category, int ID, return. It's probably, I think it's because we're not passing int ID in our processor. That's got to be what it is. Oh, also, yeah, I'm sorry. We have to return the editor for it as well. So we do std make unique. This is gonna be, which one are we on? Are we on reduction? Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be Viator GUI editors. Oh, we gotta include. Yeah, let's make it editors include as well. Pragma wants include reduction editor, include amplification editor. I spelled include wrong again, I think. Amplification editor. And then inside of this processor utils, we also get that editor includes thing. So we go out one level, right? Let's see, where are we? No, 2 levels. And then GUI, and then editors, and then I already forgot what we're doing. The includes. Editor includes, okay. So that should be able to get us editors. This will be the reduction one. Reduction editor, okay. And that's going to be we pass it the type. Okay. And I think we have to go into the processor probably and do our ID. Is that why I'm getting the error? Base processor. That all looks correct. Although, actually, we don't need the comma, right? Because we only have one right now. Inline const. Oh, we're missing a curly brace. I think, right? I think it was oh, maybe not. Wait, hold on. We've got our namespace curly brace right here. Oh, okay. I think I just put this in the wrong level. There we go. Okay. So what is your complaint? Expected this is the one that needs a semicolon. Right? Yeah, okay, so I think this is correct. Okay, so let's see if passing that ID fixes this. And actually, I don't even remember how I did it. Let's just look at it real quick. I know this is cheating, but I kind of forgot. So I have... this is a project that I've already done. I just haven't released it. I have like this virtual mix rack plugin that has like 20 things in it. They're not great. I didn't put a lot of effort into the DSP of each one, but yeah, I mean, it's basically done. So we just pass it ID and then pass it ID. Then let's see, does the editor also have to know about the ID? Consoles, here's the console ID. No, because it's just a reference to it. It doesn't need to know. Yeah, okay. So let's okay. I'm gonna just grab this. We only need that ID whenever we like create a new one. So let's just go in here and do this. Pass it to the constructor. We do eventually need to do something with it, but not yet. So that, and then I guess we'll also put it in a base processor. And reduction processor. Okay. Does that get rid of our error here? No matching construct for initial is, oh, okay. Well, that one went away. All right. All right. Good, 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 good. So what is this problem here? No matching constructor for initialization of const vector processor definition. Requires 3 arguments, but 5 were provided. Let's see, processor definition. Okay, so we have a type, a name, a category, a function, and a function. That's 5. So we have a type, we have a name, we have a category, we have a function, and we have a function. Okay. Let's see, it's probably just a dumb mistake. Inline const, processor definition, get processor registry, and then we go out. Okay, and then static const vector processor definition registry. Oh, wait. I think I'm missing a level of curly braces. So it'll be that one because we're passing it. Yeah, because this whole thing is an object. So I just gotta I just have an error in the curly braces. It's probably that and then let's see, what am I doing wrong here? Let's see, this is the, yep, and then that's that. Okay. That. Okay. Processor type, name, category, an STD function, a unique pointer to a processor. We pass it in int. We create processor. STD function, unique pointer to a processor editor, which takes in a reference to an audio processor. Create editor. Inline const, a vector of processor definitions. Get processor registry. We have our curly brace for the processor registry, and we're returning the registry at the end. Okay. Then we have a registry is equal to, and in my example, I have the, yeah, okay. Let me go over to other projects since I'm being dumb. Let's see. Where did I put it again? It's at the end of the folder, right? And helper is in the CPP. Nope, I didn't do a CPP. I've got wait, is the problem that I only have one? I got to do both of them? I think that might be what it is. So after the last one, let's see, I got a bunch in here. After the last, okay, this is what confuses me. There's still a comma after the last one. So if I This is unnecessary. That was probably just a mistake. After I create a second one, what do we do? Actually, yep. Let's just take 2 of these and then convert them back to what it's supposed to be, which is K reduction Viator DSP processors, reduction processor, Viator GUI editors, reduction editor. And why is this typed? Let's just say type. Okay. Then this is going to be the amplification one. Okay. And this is going to be amplification. 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 Okay, now it works. So I think that's what it was. If you put 2 of them they all have to be filled out. That's gotta be what it was. All right, so let's do this. Reduction, amplification, and then we'll say test. Test, okay. Good, good, good. Let's make sure we don't have a crash. Oh, we do. Let's see here. Amplification processor. No matching constructor for initialization of amplification processor. I think, is it because, no, it passed in ID. ID. But it failed on amplification, not on reduction. Let's see, ID. 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 Also, I gotta pass a name. I don't think that's the error, but it's something we have to do. I forgot. I put it in. It's in Git name, right? And I think I just put it in there. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Amplification. Okay. And then in reduction, we're gonna do reduction. I don't think that's the error, but